A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. We tend to try to keep things pretty PG-13 around here, but this is an improv podcast. So, who knows what we're going to say. Sometimes we throw in some swearing, some sexual content, and some violence. So, as a general warning, viewer discretion is advised. Also to be noted, the opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We love the game and we like talking about it. So, any criticisms are really just all in good fun. That being said, wizards, please hire us. All right, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
I'm jacking in. I'm jacked. I'm Jackie.
This visual gag does nothing for our audio-only podcast.
We could do the thing we did last time. What did we do last time?
Just take a
say a screenshot? And overlay it over the whole episode. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertuset.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan.
Let's see. A woman in a white shirt. A boy playing with a ball. Waldo.
Long ago in a distant land,
No. All right.
Real great start.
Real fake, real lead in this time. All right. Down in a damp, dank dungeon, searching for a lost treasure. We hear some footsteps on cobblestone.
Okay, are you sure you're looking at the map correctly? Where are we?
I know how to read this. They wouldn't have given it to me otherwise.
I think it's just because you were standing in the front.
I think the problem is that the candlelight is down there and the map's up here because I am 3 feet taller than you, Reginald.
It's not 3 feet. It's close.
I wonder.
You get to do that?
I do.
Is it upside down?
No,
I double checked this time.
There's no way. Reginald double checked this time.
Did you fold it weird? I don't know where we are.
I don't either. When we got separated at that one place where there was like a bunch of darkness.
Well, yeah. Remember we were there. It was kind of foggy, and then I found that like valve thingy, and I twisted it and turned it off, and we could see again.
I still think there was something behind you after that, but
I didn't see anything. I was just really happy that I got to like fix something. I love fixing things.
Unless you turned into one of those monsters.
What? What do you mean by that?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
One of those ones that has like a strange foreign-sounding name, something dwarvish. It's like it takes over the body of someone else and tricks you. It's called like a poopin' fartin or something like that.
Intellect devourer?
I'm pretty sure that. I don't know. That's like. Doesn't that mean like toilet in Elvish or something?
No, I'm Elvish.
No.
Oh.
It like completely looks just like someone. It doesn't do anything to their head. The real Mimsy might be somewhere else.
The twist around.
No.
Yes, a doppelganger.
Oh.
Maybe that's what I saw through the smoke fog.
Why would that be the case at all for any reason whatsoever?
Because we're in a damp, dark dungeon. Did you not hear what the narrator said earlier?
What?
Why do you think there's a doppelganger? Of all the things that could have been in the dungeon.
Tell me when I hear voices in my head to just ignore them. Are you guys hearing voices in your head?
Not more than usual.
I've never been clearer of mind. What do we do?
Why do you think he's a doppelganger?
We're being led around astray by him.
No, you know,
We got separated.
Reginald might be onto something because remember earlier he said he thought he saw something behind me. I swear, when we were like back 2 bends, 4 corners, and a door, I heard a door like somewhere opposite of where we were open and close really quickly. And remember, I said it, I brought it up, and both of you said, "Oh, there's nobody else down here with us, Ramsey. You're just hearing things again, probably because you're always the one who's really close to all the big monsters, and so your hearing's shot." But I said no. I knew there was something. I bet there's something down here. What if? Hear me out, Doc. What if he's doing that thing he does where he's like trying to get in our head? What if he's the doppelganger? What if he's like trying to trick us? Right?
What did I do?
So dissent by blaming someone else.
Well, yeah, but like what reason would he have to just randomly accuse me of something like that, right? I didn't
That's
do
what
it.
I
Because you
just
might be
said.
the monster.
But you could be the monster too. We all
we were-
didn't see each other.
We
I
were all
wish I
three
was a monster.
separated.
Wait a second. And that means it's Doc.
Yes, it must
Logic
be.
follows. Why?
Because you're letting us turn against each other right now.
This
You're
is a
just
normal
letting
Tuesday.
us do what you want.
That's
Doc would be smart
usually
enough
what
to keep
happens.
going.
Exactly.
So then that means I'm not the doppelganger if I'm smart enough to let you keep ripping at each other.
that means nothing. You're doing that ampersand thing again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not summoning a magic dog in the dungeon.
No, not that. You guys talk about it all the time. It's not. No, it's not. It's like yes, and that's what I was thinking of.
I don't know what he's talking about, but there must be something we can do to figure this out. Doppelgänger, what would you do to discern which one of us is fake?
Wait, which one are you saying is a doppelganger? Is it me or Doc?
Oh no, I'm asking the Doppelgänger to tell us.
That nickname better not stick.
I didn't. I thought
It's not a nickname. Unless you are a doppelganger, then it will
I'm
stick.
not a
I thought
doppelganger.
it was just like your Elvish accent came out a little thick on it.
No, I usually try to keep that as far away as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, doppelgangers know most things. That's how they're good at passing themselves off as whatever subject they're trying to impersonate. I don't know, is there something that we know that wouldn't be common knowledge, but there's no way to prove that?
What if we told each other our deepest secrets?
Absolutely
thank you.
not.
Oh, dang it. What if we played Truth or Dare?
You don't even know my actual name. I'm not telling you my deepest secrets or playing Truth or Dare with you.
Dang it.
I pick truth.
No.
Oh.
Well, there's
Is
got to be
there
something.
Is there a fact that we all know that would be a definitive answer?
What's a shared experience we've all had?
Aha! I can give you better than a fact. What if we all recount the day we met? That way we all keep each other straight on our
God.
facts.
Okay.
That was a weird. I don't even remember.
I remember it quite clearly.
I remember
I
part
have
of it.
have a picturesque memory when it comes to that day.
Well, you two were together before you found me.
No. You two were together before you found me.
I thought you two were together before you found me.
This is off to a great start.
Okay, someone's gonna have to start here because we need to get everything correct here. All right, so you remember the day we met was like, I think 13 or so years ago when I was a wee little babe and had been lost in the forest near my home. But a great travesty had happened. I had become confused. A whimsical pixie had betwixt me. That rhymed. I didn't even mean to do that. And it had made me lost in the woods. I was a young boy. I didn't know where to go. And then, out of nowhere, I was beset upon by an angry pack of goblins who had most likely been directed at me by the whimsical pixie that had betwixt me. And so, being the strapping young character I was, I set about to defend myself with the nearest implement I could find, a large, sturdy branch. But there were too many of them. They kept coming at me left and right. And that's when you guys showed up. You saved the day. You saved me. I was a little lad. I was like half the size of Reginald. And then Reginald like stabbed him, and Doc, you like threw some powder at him or something, and they exploded.
The stabbing, I remember. You have never been shorter than Reginald.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday.
And it was like 3
but
years ago.
But it was 13 years ago.
It was not 13 years ago. I have not known you for 13 years.
How long is a year?
I see the problem. Well, I do recall fighting in the woods together. Was our first time together. I have no idea what a whimsical pixie.
Whimsical pixie. Pixie, excuse me.
I don't think
it had betwixt me.
That's not what that word means. And I'm trying to remember the powder. I was a librarian before I met you two.
I have always been how I am. So the stabbing sounds right so far, but
the stabbing is probably correct. I'm trying. No, because I thought you two were together first, because I was in. Where was I?
But the goblins were there, right? That's right.
The goblins I remember the goblins.
Mm-hmm. I thought they were simply green halflings, but that makes a bit more sense.
They were goblins.
You thought they were green halflings?
The small ones all look kind of similar to me.
You were so readily there to stab. I thought you were just kind of like happy to help a passerby, but like if you thought that, it's kind of weird that you were just so like ready to like get them. Is there?
It's not really out of character. He likes to stab people. We've established this.
Okay. Did you like... Well, now you know, now I'm kind of curious. Did you even really want to help me, or did you just want to stab people?
You know, I think about that a lot.
I know, I panicked. That's why I was there. I was lost and I panicked.
Well, see, I just figured both of you were like heroes from a fairy tale book, right? And that you had stepped right out of the page to help the little strapping young lad that was me, Mimsy, in my whimsical betwixting by the pixie who had betwixt me.
No, that's what. No, I'd just been banned from the library. That's why I was there.
How even does a librarian get banned from a library?
Intrigue.
The powder.
That is what it was. There was something going on that should not have been going on in a library. Most librarians also don't know magic. And so no, that powder might have... Now that I'm thinking about it, that might have been something stolen that should not have been thrown on goblins. And there's a reason it blew up.
They didn't seem like they liked it very much
No.
when you threw it on them.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you know...
I thought you were like some kind of hero that had a magical toolkit, and it was like goblin choking powder or something that makes them explode.
No, I've just been ousted and I was on the run.
Oh.
That makes more sense now.
I have believed this about both of you for the entire time we have been together at this point. This is kind of ruining a young boy's dreams right now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was ousted trying to help people, so slightly better than him already.
And if it makes you feel better, I chose to help you and get a wonderful new friend instead of help the maybe goblins, maybe halflings, and then take money from them in order for, helping them with their job.
Like when I went to the bank.
Sure, but with a bit more purpose.
What more purpose is there than to get groceries?
Right.
This still isn't helping determine because. So I know why. None of us knew this beforehand. I know why I was in the forest. Mimsy was bewitched.
I was betwixt by a whimsical
bewitched.
pixie.
So, Reginald, why were you in the forest?
Well, I was already, I'm quite old compared to you
look
all.
a day over 60.
In what years?
What's the nicest way to put that?
You've already gone too far.
Halfling.
They are quite young looking, aren't
Okay.
Let's see. This all sort of blends together when you've lived as long as I have, but I do recall this day. I remember I was in the forest because I had recently heard some people in a tavern talking about how they had hid a few sacks of gold. Some highwaymen had been hiding their gold outside the town, so that way they could collect it without the authorities over them. And I saw it fit to relieve them of their stolen pleasure,
Valid.
Oh no, that was like John, Jack, and Jim, wasn't it?
What?
John, Jack, and Jim, the three guys down at the tavern. Sunny Peak.
No. You're thinking of Jones, James, and Jarl.
Which
I thought
that
it was
different
John,
tavern?
Jacob, and Jingleheimer Smith.
But no, I'm sure it's John, Jack, and Jim because but they weren't like highwaymen. But no, I know what you're talking about though. They had always talked about how they hated what was his name? Like I think it was like Tack Collector or something like that.
Right. That's what they hated. But no, we're talking about Jones, James, and Jarl. They were the actual highwaymen.
Well, yeah, they were highwaymen because like they drove people around. They like had carts and they would take people.
No, your people are like they drove people. Mine are the highwaymen.
I think you robbed a toll booth.
What's the
the road outside of town where it's like if you want to come through, you have to pay to get through, and like you have to pay if you have a certain amount of cargo.
Yeah, car does that.
I never had any money when I went in and out of town, and they always kind of just looked at me. And then they got weird and like they started sweating a bunch usually. I always thought maybe it was because like it was just warm outside.
No, that's because you're terrifying.
Oh, like, no, am I?
Yes.
Oh.
That's right. I got turned around because I saw you. That's what it was.
Well, there's no way because I was just a young whimsical lad. You couldn't have believed that I was anything scary at that point. I can kind of understand it now.
Absolutely could. You are 2 feet taller than I am.
I'm a little above average in height, that I will admit. It's something that kind of goes through my family. But at the time, I was a young, small boy.
You were not.
You were not.
You were basically look the same that you do now. Plus or minus a few scars.
Not tied in a knot, excuse both of you.
I recall, after making my way into the forest, which, by the way, I passed by the toll booth undetected and didn't have to pay a toll.
It's like 2 silver. You could just pay the toll.
2 silver too much.
The name of the guy who runs that toll booth, his name is Troll.
I thought it was Keen. Must be a different town.
Maybe. Or no, you're thinking of the opposite, the one on the other side of town where the highway comes in from the north. But yeah.
Either way, I think you robbed a toll booth. Continue.
Yes, I was walking into the woods, and I'd been there for a while because I could not make heads or tails of their treasure map. There was a lot of trees, and they all looked the same. I'm not a wood elf, so you know how that is. I can't. Yeah.
Valid.
I had been there for a while, and I remember at one point I found this strange old woman that had very matted hair and smelled awful, and she was looking over like a hill with a tree, and she smelled so bad that I'm gonna be honest, I've known you guys for a while now, unless one of you are the doppelganger. I kicked that woman down the hill. I just kicked her down the hill.
You just kicked her down the hill?
I kicked her down the
That
hill.
might have explained the noise that I heard then.
I did afterwards hear like the shouting of like a grown man.
Oh.
That might have been what happened whenever Mimsy scared me and I ran off.
Are you sure you didn't just like kick an old man? Are you sure it was an old woman?
Oh, it was an old woman, all right. They were like saying weird things under their breath, talking about things. She kept saying rhymes, and her voice was old and crickety.
Maybe that was the whimsical pixie.
I don't
who
think
had
that was the case. I
betwixt
think you
me.
found a witch.
We haven't fought many things, but I'm almost certain that was a witch, or just a very, very unfortunate old woman.
It would
Honestly,
be pretty
it's funnier
unfortunate
if
if she
it's-
was just a random old woman and you just kicked her down a hill.
It'd be kind of funny.
That would make her betwixt you.
That's still not what that word means.
No, she betwixt me before that.
So before you were bewitched, which makes sense why you were lumbering through the forest and didn't see me. And you
Oh
scared the
no,
crap
I
out of
saw
me
the
and I ran away.
goblins. I saw
No,
the
you saw
little
the goblins, but
And then there was that one like big hobgoblin that I saw later on that was after the tide had been turned, right? So I was prepared. I was like, oh, and I went after him. And then he
Yes,
ran
but
away.
before that, when you were bumbling around the forest like an idiot, swinging around a stick, you are
Yeah, because
terrifying.
of the goblins. I was
Yes.
protecting myself
Well, yes,
from the
but before that,
goblins.
before you hit the goblins. No, I'm remembering now because I was already lost in the forest and I heard noises and I was trying to hide. And then you came through swinging a stick like a maniac. I didn't see anything leading you.
There were goblins everywhere in that forest. You don't understand. I was fighting them off like all day before you guys showed up and helped me.
I didn't see anything before that because you were just swinging it and you almost hit me in my hiding spot.
Are you calling me, insinuating that I wasn't seeing what I was seeing?
Absolutely.
You know, that would make sense if it was a witch that was betwixt me and not a pixie.
Yeah.
Huh. But then, how does that explain why Reginald just came in and just like, because at some point there would have been goblins, or
There
were
were
those
goblins.
Were they goblins, or were they actually just green halflings? Because
The-
now that I'm thinking about it, like I don't think there are many goblins that live in that area.
Well, there had to be because then I saw them at that point too.
Are you sure you didn't just mistake the green halflings for goblins?
I don't mistake anything ever.
Shortly after that, the Wenneberger family did go missing, and I had never seen them in person, but my mother always described them as halflings that had a strange birth defect in their family.
Oh, they were the inbred ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Did we just end up killing a bunch of innocent people?
No.
Not innocent, they were in the woods with no cause.
And the people that we killed were not, in fact, inbred, so they probably were not that family.
That's
True. Good thinking, Reginald.
inbreeding
Yes.
causes strange physical characteristics to appear. That's not what that means.
I've never heard of inbreeding, but I have heard of normal breeding.
It's normal breeding, but
putting
with
stuff in bread.
no.
We do that at my house. We call them sandwiches.
I was thinking of a different sort of inbred. We should make some inbred when we get back, Mimsy.
We should
That
not.
would be nice. Yeah, I think we should make some bread. That would be good.
I would
But you
put
know-
some other stuff in my bread.
There
But
will
you
be
know why we
no
call 'em that?
inbreeding, please.
You know why we call them that? Because back in the day, it's said that the first person to ever put ingredients in bread was a witch of the sands. And thus we call them sandwiches.
Maybe you killed the sandwich by throwing her down a hill.
Did she have sand coming off of her?
Sand is not green, right?
Was she particularly sandy?
No, she was more like wet and green.
Like a
toad.
Like a toad. But she was a woman? Huh.
I think we should perhaps consider the options of the sandwiches a bit more, unless you...
What was that?
Did you guys hear that?
No, I was too busy listening to you talk about sandwiches.
Okay, we have to figure out who the doppelganger is. We can't lolly around. We got to figure out who the doppelganger is. It's
I would also like to get the treasure out of this dungeon.
What if that's our person who's not the doppelganger and they're coming back and they'll be able to tell us which one the doppelganger is?
That's true.
We don't have a fourth person.
Hey, we're over here.
We don't have a fourth person.
Unless one of us is the doppelganger.
Are you saying that there is or is not a mysterious fourth person that could or couldn't exist in this scenario right now?
I'm saying that there has always been three of us.
But
we don't know a fourth person. Yes. Do we have a fourth member? We don't have a fourth. No. I'm right. I'm always right. We do not have a fourth person.
Reginald, Doc, Mimsy, and Reginald.
You said Reginald twice.
There's the second Reginald.
There is not two of me.
Second Reginald.
Oh, there's two of me.
There is the second Reginald.
Why is there a second Reginald?
Oh, I knew it. That one's the real Reginald, and this one we've been talking to is the guy, the doppel person.
And he has my original Elvish accent.
Which one do I light on fire?
That one. This one. Right here, that's been with us for the last 30 minutes.
You're pointing at both of them, Mimsy.
But why isn't he fighting us? Why aren't you fighting us?
I don't understand.
What do you mean you don't understand?
What do you mean?
Are you Reginald or is he Reginald?
Wait, I have the solution. Tell us something that only Reginald would know.
That's what we've been trying to do for the last 20 minutes.
My name Reginald.
That's true.
Rats.
That's true. Now you, other one, you tell us something only Reginald would know. When is Mimsy's birthday?
Mimsy's birthday? Watch out. Other Reginald, you're going to die after this one.
Mm-hmm.
Is after I kick the sandwich down and put her betwixt you. That was the real day Mimsy was born, if you think about it.
All right, Doc. It's the one with the elven accent. That's the fake one.
What is happening?
Well, hold on.
No,
I'm holding on to him.
yet.
I've got him.
We can at least figure out who was right before he dies.
All right, how did we meet? You know things. Tell us.
You do?
I told you they know things so that they can impersonate people.
You get to do that? Can you help me know things? Doc and Reginald never let me know things.
I've tried so hard.
He's not allowed to know things. What happened? How did we meet? Were they goblins? Were they a family? Were they inbred? I don't think they were inbred, but were they?
There was nothing. It was just a tavern.
What?
What do
you
mean? It
mean?
was just a tavern.
It was a tavern like a year ago.
But what about the woods and
that didn't happen?
The goblin, the 13 green goblins who may or may not have been halflings, and the toll booth, and the witches,
Tavern.
None
and the
of
pixie.
that happened.
Was there at least a pixie?
No.
Oh, wait, that's right. I was thinking of two completely different people. Yeah, we met in a tavern.
Oh! I was thinking of one of my, bedtime storybooks Mom would read me. Yeah. Yeah, it was like 13 years ago, I think, was the
It
last
was
time
not
she read
13
it to
years ago.
me.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tavern. Oh, I remember that tavern. Terrible food. Why
Well,
was
yeah,
No,
yeah, but like,
I still got banned from the library. That's
yeah,
You guys were trying.
that's why I was gonna ask, because Reginald was like, yeah, those were different people, and I was like, yeah, it was a storybook. What happened to you? What was that all about? With
Oh
the
no, I have been on the run for several years.
Oh,
That's why else would a librarian pursue a life of crime?
wait a
Yep.
minute. Are you two like not good people?
What tipped you
Well,
off?
you see, I did not lie in my story. I have always led a very exciting and adventurous lifestyle.
So that means Doc is the doppelganger.
No, the doppelganger's right
no,
here.
you're holding the doppelganger.
Oh right.
No,
All right,
well, and I
kill him.
didn't lie.
Wait, Mr. Doppelganger, do you want to join our nefarious trio and perhaps become the non-existent but now existent fourth member?
No.
Oh,
All right, well, I'm just going to stab him real quick. So,
yeah,
That's a
okay.
good idea. Should I light him on fire for good
Oh!
measure?
if you want to. We should have kept him around so that way if any of us disagreed, he would be able to tell us the truth.
That's
All
why.
right.
That's why I tried to get him. That's why I tried to get him to like join us, but for some reason, he didn't seem to like us very much. I couldn't
think-
imagine why. I think we're all pretty likable people.
I imagine it was almost assuredly because he's a monster, and monsters have to feel that way. There's no other reason for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He did take over my body after all, so
I knew you guys were good people. You kill monsters. Monsters are bad.
always and always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go get a sandwich and make it inbred, huh?
Yeah.
Yay, inbreeding!
Yeah, inbred. Inbred.
I regret telling
love
you new words.
inbred.
This is a mistake.
I love inbred. Can we get like, we should get like shirts that say that.
No.
I'm gonna get Doc a shirt.
Please
Just
don't.
Doc.
No.
Just Doc.
No.
And then you can show it
Oh.
off when we finally visit the farm.
I left the library for this.
And then I can have Mom read the story of Mimsicle and the 13 Goblins to you.
Is that where your name comes from?
Yeah.
That
Mimsicle was
explains
my
so
grandfather.
much.
I don't think anything you've said today has been true, but I don't think you've been lying on purpose.
I don't think he has the capacity to lie. I genuinely don't think he knows how.
His name came from Mimzu the Wizard, who got his name from Mimsud. Not a wizard, would you believe it? Mim is a common trend in our family. My father's name is Craig.
One of these days, you'll have to tell us more about the farm, I feel like.
I'm more interested in this than anything else I have ever been interested in my life.
Or maybe one day I could just take you there.
I voted for Winter's Crest at Mimsy's house.
Well, we're far away right now. It'll have to be like when we're closer, but not right now. But perhaps another time, my dear Reginald and Doc. I was going to try to give you a funny nickname that rhymed with Mimsy, but it wasn't going to work.
Doc is already a nickname.
Are we ever going to figure out your real name, Doppelgänger?
You can try.
Doculus Prime.
No.
Doculan.
You're assuming that my real name has anything to do with Doc, and that's not just my title.
You're right.
Docking.
No.
Dokinda.
Are we just going to keep guessing names that start with D?
Doc, but this time there's a K on the end.
Doc, but this time there's a Q at the end.
I like that, and I might adopt that, but still no.
Duck.
You're just one letter off is the funny thing.
Remember the Duck Rocks?
Oh, I know. Your name is Dick.
Hey! We hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks!